On tonight's show, Kurt Angle seeks revenge on the entire alliance for being screwed out of the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw. Over here, Chris Jericho and The Rock continue to tease tension before their eventual clash at No Mercy, and Linda McMahon has returned to make an earth-shaking announcement that will change the very manscape of WWE. I think I got that right. I'm John Retton with the Retro View WWE Smackdown from October 11, 2001. At the mark in the Quad Cities, no, not the Quad City DJs, we are not coming to ride this train. I could not sound more white if I tried to sing it, and I'm not going to try to sing it, but come on and ride this train. Come on, ride it, woo, woo, you can ride it, woo, woo, okay, I'm done. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. We are speeding towards No Mercy 2001, and just off in the middle distance, just a mere few weeks away, at least as far as this episodic coverage is going, you can see Survivor Series 2001, just over there. How you can visualize the pay-per-view that happened 20 years ago, I have no idea. I think I might need more sleep, but we're almost near the end. Whoa, we're almost there, and oh, thank fuck, because this angle didn't have a prayer. Anyway, so we get recaps of Regal betraying the WWF. Yes, it was a WWF. And once again, I must plug this sweet t-shirt that my sister made for me. She painted that logo. I love it. It's a great t-shirt. Also very comfy and soft. So anyway, Michael Cole opens up with, it was perhaps the biggest screw job in WWF history. They just couldn't let that whole damn thing go because they were still mad at Bret Hart because of all the stuff and everything, even though Bret would eventually come back, be part of the Hall of Fame class in 2006, and then eventually come back to the company. And I love Bret, and I'm glad I got to see him at Over the Limit 2011, beating up Michael Cole, which is always good to see Michael Cole get beat up because Michael Cole's really bad at his job, like he was here. So anyway, Shane and Steph arrive. They are here to gloat about Austin being the champion. We get a certain, unfavorable chance towards Stephanie that she kind of deserves. And then Steph's all like, it's like, you can't bring me down. And somebody actually has a sign that said, hey, Steph, honk, honk, referring to boobies. Ha, 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 assault. That's funny. It's really not. So anyway, they welcome William Regal, who's the commissioner, and now he's the Alliance commissioner. Well, actually, he's the WWF commissioner, but will he be for long? We'll find out. The Alliance is strong, and he introduces Austin, how he's emotional, and then what, and all this stuff, and says 2 words, it's over, Kurt Angle, it's over. It'll never be over, Ole Anderson. Here's Linda. She has been keeping one eye on the WWF and one eye on the Alliance. I'll let you decide which eye it was. Her eyes looked like they crisscrossed, and crossed again. To quote one comedian, she could see around the corner of a building. So anyway, this is far from over. In fact, this makes it a whole new beginning. Regal, you're no longer required to be commissioner. In other words, you're fired. So then he becomes the Alliance commissioner. The new commissioner for the WWF will, change things. So shake things up. Shake it up. Okay, I'm done trying to sing, at least in this review. So then Angle attacks everybody. And Regal's backstage saying, he attacks everybody. Literally. Angle slams Linda on the goddamn, stage. Made absolutely no sense. No, he just attacked Shane, Austin, and Regal. Regal saying to Shane and Stephanie, I've never been fired before, especially in public. Except that one time that he got fired, he was the real man's man and then went back to WCW for a bit and then came to WWE. So anyway, Stephanie says, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your parents. This is true. And, Benoit's kid found that. Moving on. So the Dudleys with Stacy. And I know Zach Donegan was totally fine seeing Stacy in this gear. I know you weren't though, Zach. Stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking. Stop it. Get some help. You're a cool guy, Zach. Remember that. So anyway, they took on Big Show and Spike Dudley in a tag title match. Spike was clearly the target here and got targeted for a while, a hot tag to the Big Show, and later a 3D on Spike for 3. And then a little bit after that, they get a table out and launch Spike about 50 feet through a table. I think it was only about maybe 15, but still looked like a pretty brutal landing. And he got stretchered out. And then DDP is here to say, Kurt, losing the title wasn't a bad thing. It was a good thing. Because you don't realize what you got till it's gone, and now that you lost it, you realize that was more important to you than anything else. And then, you feel like a nobody. But you're not a nobody. I like you. You like me, and I'm going to help you like you. Because, goddamn, he really did turn this wrestling gimmick into something like that has made him millions. Recaps of the Rock Jericho stuff, where they got in a brief altercation after Jericho accidentally hit Rock in the head with a chair when he was all bloody. And then Austin and Deborah are talking. Steph and Shane show up and say, hey, RVD kind of was doing a really good job and got you that shot against Angle, so, or by beating, well, no, he actually beat Angle and then got him that shot against Angle. Really complicated stuff, the way I try to word it. Says, hey, he should get a shot. How about against the WCW champion? And because Austin's jealous of RVD, he says he should have to earn it. How about Jericho versus RVD, and the winner faces The Rock at No Mercy? Okay, that's great. The kid gets to earn it. Edge is talking to Jericho, and he says, are you ready for this? Okay, I lied. I said I was going to do some singing. Why not make it a little bit goofy, considering the invasion angle has been inherently goofy? So, he says that he will beat RVD and then win the championship. Edge, that's what I'd like to hear. So, Stephanie talks to Jericho. Hello, Jericho. Hello, Stephanie, and all that. And, of course, Jericho does say, I know that you're comfortable in the men's locker room, but don't you ever knock? Because why wouldn't he say that? So, we get Kidman versus X-Pac for the Cruiserweight Championship. And, well, there wasn't much to this match, even though it wasn't bad. Kidman wins back the Cruiserweight Championship. And then it would just kind of go away. Like, I don't think the Cruiserweight title the Cruiserweight title wasn't really around for a bit. Like, it seemed like kind of go away and then come back eventually. But at least X-Pac got one of the titles off of him. And then I believe the Light Heavyweight Championship went away. And then he would be gone for a while until he joined the NWO, the WWE version. That version that nobody liked. And then Shane is talking to, by the way, Kidman won with a face jam variation. And Shane is confused that RVD doesn't seem like he's all that interested. But he's like, no, everything's cool, especially when you're Rob Van Dam. And then Jericho took on RVD in a pretty good match. Some of these matches, while good, if they kind of repeat, like this is not as good as their Unforgiven match, but it's as good as any of their other TV matches. It was given a good amount of time. There were loud RVD chants, along with some Y2J chants. Jericho got busted open above the eye again. Not quite as bad, but that cut hadn't healed since they taped Smackdown. I think they taped it the next day, so that would explain why it hadn't healed. And the splashes got countered. We get a ref bump. Austin comes down while both men are on the top rope and goes to hit Jericho, but accidentally hits RVD. Jericho covers 1, 2, 3. He goes on to face The Rock at No Mercy. RVD's not too happy with Austin. Austin calls down the Alliance and says, want you all to come down here and see what's about to happen. He says, I give credit where credit is due. And he says, Shane, you're the one to put this all together. RVD's upset. But then he sarcastically thanks RVD. Oh, yeah, thanks, kid. Like, well, what? I thanked you. What? Does all that stuff and everything. The crowd starts chanting, what? And if it wasn't for me, these people wouldn't have a job or whatever. So, and then Booker says, what do you mean, these people? So, no. So suddenly, music hits. Familiar music. It's Mick Foley. He's the new commissioner. The new old commissioner. Right here in the Quad Cities. Woo, woo. So, he basically knocks Regal, knocks his accent, says, are you afraid of facing Kurt Angle? No, I'll face Kurt Angle. And then mentions being tag champs with Stone Cold Steve Austin back in 97? It was 97, right? So anyway, some of that stuff's a little bit confusing because they just started tossing the tag titles around like crazy. So Angle will face Austin at No Mercy. But RVD should be included, but only if he chooses, because he doesn't have power over the Alliance, but he has power over the championships. And RVD says, well, if Austin's cool with it, then I'm cool with it. I'm in. And backstage, Austin's upset and all this stuff like he usually is. Hurricane with Mighty Molly took on Kane. It's an open challenge. Super European Open Challenge. And, well, he tried to do the Wonder, the Hurricane powers activate, Wonder Twin powers activate, and Kane just twists his arm, beats him up for a bit, and then Test and Booker show up to cause a DQ, and then Taker shows up to even the odds. We're getting 2 singles matches, Test versus Kane, and Booker versus Taker. That'll put butts in seats. So anyway, Foley then is talking to Al Snow and Maven, and mentioning how Al Snow screwed up, becoming the commissioner and everything, and that William Regal rose to power and now was able to screw over Kurt Angle. Because apparently Foley just loves to blame Al Snow for stuff. To be fair, blaming Al Snow is pretty easy to do. So anyway, Booker and Test celebrate, and yeah, they're going to have their singles matches. Taz took on Maven, and pretty much a repeat of the same match we saw before. Al Snow's on commentary. Maven does a little better, makes one mistake, Taz mission, but this time does not get outsmarted in the aftermath, and manages to, blitz Taz a little bit to like, haha, I'm learning my eyebrows are the source of my power. He didn't say that, but it would have been funny. So then No Mercy card rundown. Rock promo, are him and Jericho good? Rock and Jericho are fine. Jericho interrupts. and says, "This is going to be huge," and then brushes by him, and The Rock says, "And he has no idea." So, Regal took on Angle, the bell rang, and then the bell rang. It's U.S. versus England, tale as old as time, and basically the match never concluded because Angle slam on Regal. Then Raven ran in, Awesome ran in, Canyon ran in, all got suplexes, Dreamer ran in with a chair, and then Angle proceeded to brain everybody with the chair. Brained everybody. Half the goddamn front row had concussions. Very uncomfortable. Why Kurt? I kid. He just hit the wrestlers, and that was it. No conclusion to the match, but it was what it was. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charles Ritlin. I'll see you soon.